All right, so we talked about the descriptive analysis, how to graph these two guys and try to see if there's any differences pre and post. Well, here is now what you can do in terms of testing. So when you have pre and post data, and one of the things that you want to be able to do is do the pair t-test. So here are our whole data of the pre and the post is given to us. Now all we really got to do is just conduct a test. Now, one of the assumptions of the test is that the differences between the post and the pre have to be normally distributed. So how can I go ahead and do that? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to stat, t-stats paired, and then I'm going to select in the first column. So the first column is always going to be your post. Okay, so you got to be very careful. You want to do your post, your after first. Your sample 2 is going to be your before. So it's going to be the pre. Okay. And then I'm going to save the differences. Okay. So here's going to be all the differences. Okay. And maybe I don't know if I can click on. Okay. I'm going to save all the differences. So in one column. And then what it's going to also do is it's going to conduct a test. It's going to let you know, okay, so the differences, your null hypothesis means that the differences between the post and the pre are the same. There really is no difference between pre and post. COVID really had no relationship on your GPA. And the alternative is saying no, there actually is a difference. It can either you got a lower GPA or either you got a higher GPA on your post. Okay, so that's what's happening here. So I'm gonna compute that. All right, so you can see that a new column has been showcased here. What you want to be able to do to see if one of the assumptions of the pair t-test is satisfied is be able to graph these differences. So you can just click on graph, do a histogram if you want, differences, and you can see the differences are not that normal. We needed to see a really nice normal distribution. We kind of see a skewness. So yeah, maybe the assumptions of the pair t-test is not quite satisfied. So in your paper, you want to be able to say, hey, the differences when I graph them, they're not satisfied. So the assumptions for the pair t-test aren't met. So that's all you really have to do, as long as you state the assumptions. Okay, and now going into the test itself, you see here is a hypothesis test. Okay, you can see the post minus the pre, which is just what we want. The mean average was 0.23. Here our p-value is 0.08, and it'll just depend on what significance level you chose. And depending on your significance level, you'll decide if you reject it or not reject it. Okay, so that's the testing part, the inferential statistics part. So if you're doing a pre and a post type, if you have pre and post type data, and they're both numerical, right? If they're both a continuous random variable, just like how we have it here, then you would use this test again. And I will emphasize it again: if you have ranges in your pre and post, you have to see me. We have to do something else, okay? Because you needed to have these be numerical. Okay, that's it for this video.